I'm Chelsea Earlewine with AfterBuzz TV, coming to you from the DGA Theater here in New York City for the Little Miss Perfect movie premiere. How does it feel to have your film debuting here in New York City?
It's nerve-wracking because this is home, and now it's the cast and crew and all the people who worked hard to make this project happen. And gosh,
Is everybody seeing it for the first time here?
Yeah, pretty much everyone. We also had a screening at Irvine, so a couple people came out to that. But this is where everyone's coming for the first time to really see it.
Can you give us a brief synopsis of the film?
Yeah, Little Miss Perfect is about an overachieving high school freshman who tries to control her life by controlling her weight. So she's feeling kind of all these pressures from school, from her parents, and there's family disconnection, and like the peer pressure, and she's just trying to be perfect to all of these people, and trying to uphold this image like she is, and because people see her that way, and they're like, she's the class president and she does all these things, but really inside it's starting to build up because it really delves into a time where things are happening to and for girls in their lives instead of by them. You know, it's like with SATs coming up or whatever they're trying to do. That time period is kind of a crazy, stressful.
It's a terrible age. I hated that age.
It's a tough
so
age.
Hard.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So when I first saw Little Miss Perfect, I was like, oh, this has got to be such a fun, uplifting film. And then I read about it, I thought, oh, that's a heavy topic.
Yeah.
So what made you want to tackle that topic?
Well, I mean, the whole idea with Little Miss Perfect is that, just like you said, it seems kind of uplifting, and it's just like what the protagonist is going through. You see her, and you think she's all together, but it's really not, and that's kind of reflective in the film. So the title reflecting that is what we were going for. So I'm glad. I just think nobody's talked about this in a way that needs to be talked about. It's very taboo. It's a taboo subject to be talking about eating disorders and all the social pressures, and everyone wants to be really cool and feel like they're not going through anything, and they kind of sweep it under the rug. And there's also a lot of parents and educators who don't understand what girls are going through at that time, and maybe it's like too removed, or maybe we're just in a different time where I think just a proper discussion needs to be had. And I think that, and I hope that this film will open up that discussion and make girls feel like, hey, I can talk about this, I can bring this up when I'm feeling that way and it's not right, and that's okay, and that's fine.
So in Hollywood, there seems to be this movement going on with the Barbie dolls of all different sizes and plus-size girls on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine. Do you think that there is a big shift happening, or do you still think there is a big pressure for especially girls in Hollywood and teenage girls that idolize those women to be very thin?
I think that it is changing. I think that we are getting better. I think that we are looking at models and actors and celebrities and going, hey, look, they're showing their imperfections, and that's okay. And that actually makes me kind of like them more. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence's quirkiness and is inspiring so many people, and there are so many people doing great things with that. I do think we have a way to go. I think that, for instance, calling them plus-size models is already labeling them as a plus-size model, and they should just be a model. And so I think little things like that, and sort of the way that we label it, is going to be the next step.
So when you started writing the script, in your head, did you have your little sister as the lead actress, or did that come over time?
No, I definitely had Carly as I shaped the character around her. She has this very sweet, sincere, innocent quality to her, and I was like, gosh, that's just like Belle and this character that I was conceptualizing. She just wants to make everybody happy, and she doesn't want to disappoint anybody. And I'm like, Carly, and I found myself always telling her, I'm like, Carly, you have to make you happy, and then I'm writing this story, and I'm just like, gosh, it's similar in that way that she tries to do everything. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? How much of this is what you want to do? And how much of it is like you being afraid of letting people down? And I think, I had her in mind the whole time, and then whether or not that would happen was a different story. And fortunately, it was able to happen. We were able to work together, and I mean that rarely happens.